Good morning, everyone. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking to Matt from Feedvisor. Matt, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
I love Feedvisor. I like the people at Feedvisor, but Feedvisor is initially famous for having for doing the repricing for very large resellers, and now you guys are involved in almost every aspect of Amazon selling. So that the hot topic now is how Amazon tax on these extra fees for having too much inventory, for having too little inventory. If you could speak a little bit, please,
Sure.
to yeah, to what the fees, how the fees are changing, um, the problem it's causing these Amazon sellers, and what Feedvisor is offering as a possible solution. Take it away.
Sure. Sure. And thanks. Yeah. So I think we should take a step back and just talk about how obviously Amazon is placing a bigger focus on incentivizing sellers to manage their inventory better, right? Especially in FBA facilities. Their main goal is to create a better customer experience. Amazon is customer obsessed. They're not so much seller obsessed. And but they believe FBA is the best customer experience. And they want to constantly improve this. But unfortunately, the most effective and also beneficial way for Amazon to do this is through additional FBA fees and selling fees. Um, so the biggest change that's going on right now and really relevant, and we're talking to all my customers about, is the new low inventory fee. So to speak about this, essentially, they're getting penalized if sellers have too little inventory available, under 28 days of supply to be exact. So we of course have, the excess inventory fees, we have the long-term storage fees, there's placement fees, but now we're getting hit below on the low inventory fees. So what this really means is sellers have to attain this perfect level of inventory. And it's kind of like walking an Amazon tightrope. Tipping a little too far in either direction, you're going to result in extra fees. So that's a bit unfortunate what's going on there.
Right now, so I mean, why would Amazon, why is it a better customer experience if you have low inventory fee? I mean, let them just sell out, and when you're out of it, they'll order more. So, like, explain that. Like, why would Amazon? I know they would want more fees, but they're not doing it as an excuse.
Right. I
They're
mean,
penalizing you.
Amazon wants to be the one-stop shop for everything, right? And if you're going out of stock of a certain item, they have to go somewhere else to buy that, right? They want to always be in stock. Everyone always wants to always be in stock. And Amazon being the powerhouse it is, this is the way of them trying to push for that area to make that all
Right.
happen.
So essentially, what Feedvisor would do is they would actually raise the price to slow things
Well,
down.
Well, yeah, we definitely could talk more about that for sure. Um, just take a step back again. What Amazon does is they categorize it in four. They categorize your inventory in four buckets. Okay, there'll be excess, you'll be low, right? You'll get hit fees either way, and you'll be healthy, and of course, out of stock is the fourth bucket. So again, going back to my analogy of a tightrope, think of Feedvisor as a balancing pole on that tightrope. We're going to try our best to keep you in that sweet spot as much as we can, not too high, not too low in terms of inventory levels, to help you avoid those fees. So with Feedvisor's algorithm AI repricer, we provide the ability to change your repricing strategies for each of those categories. So we use price elasticity to meet those desired goals. So let's take an example of low stock inventory, um, which will trigger a low stock inventory fee, right? So fee buyers are going to help slow down, just like you said, Ed, will help slow down the rate of sales, will increase the price, will reduce your buy box presence, and this should slow velocity enough until your inventory is able to be replenished, right? You can send more back in, slow that down, or at least we'll limit your exposure to it, right? We're not going to be aggressively selling when you're getting extra fees going on. So we're smart and intelligent enough to understand that. As a reminder, like you only charge these fees when you sell an item that's currently in that state. So you can be in that low inventory state, but if you're not selling, you're not getting charged that fee. Um, Better yet, we also have another feature, which is a trending feature. So not if you're actually in that state, maybe it's too late at that point. But if you want to dictate, hey, if I'm trending in that direction, slow down my sales for this example of something that's a low stock to help me avoid getting into that low stock state. So we'll stretch that inventory out, sell it at a higher price, maybe make some more profit for you too along the way.
This is happening just on .com, right?
Correct. I don't think it's happening anywhere else on that. Yeah. Yeah.
Right,
And
which is interesting.
yeah, and just the flip side of that, yeah, it definitely is interesting, I guess. But I think the flip side of it would be maybe high stock levels, right? So just to kind of finish the analogy there, we have multiple layers and tools if you want it to be more aggressive, right? So if you have way too much inventory, you're getting hit with long-term storage fees, excess inventory fees. We have multiple layers of ways to be more aggressive and move that intelligently. So we understand that, win the buy box is one thing. You can win the buy box $50, right? If it's an item, but you're not selling it fast enough, doesn't help you with your high stock rate, right? We can put it down to 49, see how well you're selling. Put it down to 48, see how well you're selling. Are we now on track to avoid that high stock, high inventory rate and kick into a sufficient level? So one other layer that we have for aggressiveness is targeting different buy boxes, right? Do you want to just target the prime customers? Do you want to target the non-prime customers? Because as we know, there's different buy boxes for different buyers, for different customers. Sometimes the same, sometimes it's different. There's different buy boxes for geographies, right? Do you want to win everywhere? You want to win in California and in New York, or are you okay with just winning in one area? Do you want to win everywhere? So these are a lot of different aggressiveness toggles that Feedvisor has and intelligently uses to help you move your inventory faster or slower.
Right, like I told you the other day, I think this is exactly what Amazon wanted.
Yeah.
I don't think they expect really realistically someone that's selling 1,000 items to sit there figuring out if it's impossible. But they
Of
want a
course.
data-driven approach to this. And I'm not crazy about the fees. I've made my
I don't think
position there.
I don't think anyone is on that one. And this is a massive change. It's a massive, massive change, and it's going to take a lot of planning and adapting and intelligence on everyone's end to really minimize it. But it's the new normal. Unfortunately, we have to adapt to it.
Yeah, yeah. And some people are saying it could be a tipping point that people are going to go off Amazon. But I mean, all the buyers are still there. So I guess we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, but right now, I agree. The best thing is to mitigate and to minimize this issue. Just like
Right.
I know people are minimizing, they're trying to save on shipping, they're trying to shipping fees, everyone's
Right.
trying to do something, and this is minimizes the impact, which makes the most sense. So yeah, I appreciate you coming on,
No, no
and I'm
problem.
going to have the link below. I don't think this feature is available yet for
It,
another
it
couple.
it's not available quite yet, but it's in development, and we're trying to roll it out as fast as possible. But once it is, probably around in April at some point, we'll have it and we'll be able to use it and help you guys avoid some of that area. And just to your point, Ed, you were saying that maybe tipping point for people to exit Amazon altogether. I think it's also people are going to start rethinking FBM and IPM sellers because this is only obviously FBA facilities, right? So FBM sellers are not really so going to have these kind of fees, and it will help them a little bit more. And maybe people are looking more into warehousing, maybe more into 3PLs, and so that might be an area as well that people might
Right, right,
explore.
and it could be Amazon doesn't mind. You don't want to use FBA, so open. They probably don't even mind. So
Yeah,
I guess Amazon doesn't mind losing 10% of the FBA business and make more money.
I think they just they do what they want, and we all kind of move toward
Yeah,
it, I guess. But
yeah,
let's see how it all plays out. Really interesting. But Feedvisor is here to help along the way and really adapt with the ever-changing Amazon environment.
yeah. I mean, it sounds like a necessary tool. So I'll have the link below, and thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it.
No worries. And we have an ebook too on managing inventory and fees. So if anyone wants to check that out, they can as well.
Right. Okay. So you'll give me the link for that too, and I'll
Of
get it when they.
course, of course.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you so
Ed.
much. Bye
Have a good
bye.
one. Bye.
You too. Bye.